For our user stories for Milestone 3, we organized them into two major sections, those from the teacher's perspective and those from the student's perspective. Then we grouped them further into sections having to do with things like communication, quizzes, and past grades. The main goal with our user stories was to make grades and messaging easy and transparent for both the students and the teachers. This way there would be no confusion, and if there was, it could be easily resolved through the messaging features of our app. We also wanted to take into account meetings between the students and teachers without the need for third-party software. So in our user stories, we made sure to really emphasize the communication features that our app provides. This way we can make a robust design that would be suitable for many different kinds of situations and meetings, not just for the class.
We picked 3 user stories in total for our proposed solution. The first user story is, as a teacher, I want to check direct messages from my students so that I can stay in contact with them and help them with issues. And as a teacher, I want to directly message a student so that I can check on their class progress. As a student, I want to be able to receive assistance during class so that I do not have to use other forms of communication outside of class to reach the teacher. This emphasizes the communication elements of our solution that have been lost due to remote learning. A Pew Research study found out that 90% of people say that communication is the most important skill for children to get ahead in the world today. By creating a solution that increases communication in asynchronous classrooms, students will be able to grow both in their academic learning as well as in their communication skills. Next, as a teacher, I want to see the results of past class questions in order to see how my class has been progressing. And as a student, I want to be able to see my previous scores so that I can track my progress and use the in-class quizzes to study. This is also important to our solution because it allows both the instructor and student to view their past mistakes. This allows the instructor to view if many students missed the same questions and allows the student to see which questions they have missed. The last user story is, as a teacher, I want to ask my virtual class a question in order to measure their understanding of the current topic. And as a student, I want to demonstrate my understanding or lack of it so that the teacher can appropriately pace the class to the student's needs. This is important because it lays out the quiz aspect of our solution. The instructor may ask the entire class or single out a student to answer a question in front of everybody. The student is then given a prompt to answer the question.
Brainstormed as a group on how we could create different designs to tell our 3 different user stories that we decided to move forward with from part A. We wanted to be clear on the ideas everyone brought to the table and see if they were different enough to move forward with creating wireframes. While there are some similarities between the wireframes, such as in our user story where teachers can ask students questions in class, we all came to the conclusion that it was necessary to create a page solely for questions that a teacher could ask that could appear during in class. However, as a group, we came up with different ways that the questions could appear, along with if answers would appear with questions or if a page was going to be dedicated for answers. This is important as it reduces redundancy within creating different designs moving forward.
We decided to turn Andreas' wireframe into the higher fidelity mockup due to it having the most overlapping features among all of our group's wireframes. Andreas' wireframe, as well as bins, combined various features into one easy-to-navigate application, which included integrated Zoom, chat, quiz, and review features to aid in both the students' and teachers' experience and ease of use. Due to Andreas' wireframe already being fairly high fidelity, it was clear that his would be the easiest to turn into a mockup. New to the mockup is the addition of a show video button built into the chat so that students and teachers can have face-to-face conversations. This will allow students to more easily present complicated questions and allow teachers to better explain concepts to students who may need extra assistance. Another new feature to the mockup is the addition of a teacher-side grade viewer, where teachers can have both a detailed view of how students did on each question of an assignment and also use the quick overview feature to easily see if a particular question was more difficult for students than others. Besides these new features, the rest of the design was kept fairly similar to that of Andreas' original wireframe, and thus shares the same design decisions as it.